What it do? This is the alter ego Tony. Yeah. I asked Kay if I could go ahead and take over today. Here's the thing about basic business, okay? You have to find a product, and sell it to people. People always ask me this question: how do you find products, right? I tell them, I'm like, well, that's the thing, is that you got to make friends with people, and the best way to describe it is finding a product, and finding somebody to support you with the merchandising skill and shit, but these people seem to forget that, man. Like, they forget that they're pushing a product for the customer. They sit there, and that's the same thing I tell people. I'm like, it's kind of like YouTubing, dude. You push out a message out there to people, to do shit, to go ahead and what do you call it and stuff, man. But everybody goes ahead and starts crying around about it and stuff. They want to go and throw their beliefs, their political, religious beliefs into shit, and they wonder, why doesn't this sell? Let me tell you something. Being religious is supposed to be fucking hard, okay? So if you're a Christian, remember, you're supposed to be lied about, doubted, and everything like that. Look at what happened to Jesus, okay? The man was literally denied. And at one point, he even went ahead and asked God to save him. I tell people this. This is how, it's human. You're human. You stumble. You make mistakes. Nobody is fucking perfect, okay? And when people sit there and say, all they're doing is pushing nudity, I'm like, they make fucking pornographic video games, bro. They've been doing that for years, okay? They've been doing all this shit. Now they're pushing this weird gay shit. They push Christian shit. I'm just saying that they find that some things don't work with people and some things do. Some people like, playing a game where they could just go ahead and be whatever the fuck going on and, fantasize that, oh, well, I'm living in this so-called, what do you call it? They don't like to see modern day shit shoved upon them, Oh, they're talking shit about trans people. Oh, this is slam at these people. It's like, man, if you identify with that race, that's okay, or that group. That's common. That's what make believe is, man. Fucking pretending, man. But people seem to like confuse that. Same thing they confuse like movie stars and stuff. And I sit there and I go, well, I've never once believed a movie star. And yes, I do know that there are some Christian ones out there and stuff. And okay, well, good. You're giving people to God. You know what I mean? But they're not like shoving it down your fucking throat. I tell people that. I'm like, well, look at, man. I mean, Mel Gibson, he made The Passion of Christ. How many motherfuckers do you think went ahead and joined Christianity because of that movie? A lot. Okay. It brought people back to church. All right. And I tell people I like stories like that. If the story is supposed to be like about the Quran, then by all means, that should have people who are, in that religion going to church again, sitting there saying, well, did you hear this story about this? It's the same thing if it's Buddhist or anything else, man. It should have people, excited about it. You shouldn't sit there and persecute people or judge them. I mean, no offense. Isn't that what God said? That's his job to do. So who the fuck are you to go and say that shit? Then you cry around and say, oh, they're against me. That's what being a Christian's about. The same thing with business. You find out what you want to sell these people. You give them a thing and you don't shove it down their throat. Okay? Now, certain people, they like to use shady business tactics. I use this like comparison to like drug dealing, dude. So like they find a product, they give somebody like a little taste of it for free, and they make them hooked on it to where they want to keep on buying said product. Okay? In the art of fucking dealing, illegal shit. That's what they do. They give you a little taste of something to get you hooked on it, and then they fucking, what do you call it? Same thing with video game. They give you a little bit of that dopamine fix, and then they hook you on it. But then they want to shove all this other crap down your throat and shit and make you buy and pay expensive ass shit. That's why I said I don't really care. If there's some sort of ideology or something being pushed down, I look at them and say, well, that's not business. Business is consumer. When you sit there and censor your thing there, if you said, look, if you're talking shit about other people, yes, we don't respect that. If you're talking shit about the people that, what do you call it? Obviously, you have a problem with them, But these guys are like, well, they're saying this, they're just saying slurs, and what do you call it? We don't fucking like it. And then they go in, they fucking break an amendment of the United States. And I'm like, well, I'm Native American. I've had so many fucking treaties, I've seen broken by these people. You're just going to be another fucking treaty breaker, aren't you? You're just going to be another asshole hiding behind a fucking uniform saying, well, it was our job. Or it's everybody else's fault. It's like, man, you in fucking charge of it, like the fools in California. Don't blame us. You're the ones in charge of it. People elected you to this shit. You're the one who decided to take money away from certain projects and shit. Why do you think I say, well, it's your fault? You didn't think of the people. In fact, when you're sitting there talking about land grabs and land grabs, what? Dude, it made me think that you fucking planned this. It made me think that, since people have been calling us saying, why not, like 2019, why don't you clean these bushes up? Makes me feel like you were fucking planning this from the start. I know that's not what he called before anybody starts saying, well, he said, it's like, no, that's what it feels like. It feels like it was intentionally done. And then you sit there and you blame all these DEI people and say, well, these are the guys who are in charge. When in reality, you're the ones who went ahead and passed the policies and shit and chose these people. So how the fuck is it the American people's fault? And how is it misinformation? I mean, literally, how is that misinformation? What, did just everybody shut the fuck up? Nobody, what do you call it? We all be bots and kiss the asses of our political and corporate overlords? Is that what the fuck you're saying? I'm pretty sure that that's when America is going to go and say, no, we're enough. We're done. That's what I tell people, man. Basic business sense. It's about going ahead and selling the consumer a product that they want. It's not about what you want. If that's what you want to do, then by all means, make it to where it's appealing to people. But if you're sitting there giving them some fucking, preachy thing there, shoving whatever DEI or even, I tell people, I was like, when you put Jesus and God in the thing there and you have people running away because they see you're a hypocrite about it, you're actually sinning against God because you're turning people away from God. If you're a Christian, like I said, that you come to the understanding that people are going to lie about you. People are going to slander you and hate on you because you're a Christian. That's actually a badge of fucking honor. Okay. I see all these guys out here on YouTube and stuff, and there are a couple of them. I tell people, I'm like, well, those are real Christians. One dude goes and feeds the poor. He always tells people, God bless you. Another woman, she talks about her family life and stuff. Heavy set, always praising God and shit. Not once attacking people. Says, no, I myself have been attacked. And you know what? I have to let it go. Real strong people, real strong fucking faith. Yet then I see other people out there, well, I'm this, and then they just start going off attacking people, having toxic come out their fucking mouth. Then I think, well, you're a fake Christian. I won't listen to you. These other people, they've given me examples. They've shown, they've shown how God helped them out in their life. You did this thing here, and now you became like a zealot and try to go and shove your fucking thing down people's throats. Or a cultist. I tell people, I'm like, look, man, there's a way to do shit, man. If somebody's in jail, how many people do you think in jail have converted to the Quran? A lot. I'm making these comparisons, and some people even convert in jail to Christianity. It's showing them how you live as a person. It's showing the thing there. When you sit there to attack somebody, you show that you're not a Christian. You show that you're a fake Christian. That you have yet to learn the ways. Okay, don't try to say I'm some holy warrior or some shit like that. No, bro. Even I am just a novice in Jesus Christ's eyes, okay? I ain't even a fucking apostle or a disciple or a prophet or anything like that, man. I just know that, this guy did this cool shit, He fucking made water out of wine. He fucking went ahead and fed, 3,000 peoples on the fucking shores of Galilee with 3 pieces of bread and 2 fish? 3,000 people, okay? The dude literally had the power to stop a storm. He's sleeping in a storm. His disciples are freaking out. He's laying on the boat just, okay, be calm. And then the whole fucking thing calms down. I'm just saying, that's the power of God, okay? Yes, these legends sound fucking, what do you call it, out there. But in my mind, well, that's how we've always been. Look at fucking science. Look, everybody said, well, nobody's going to go out there and be Darth Vader. Yeah, you got people with artificial hands, people being able to fucking see with like digital glasses and shit. God damn. Look at what Elon Musk did. People are using their bodies and their brains to fucking go ahead and turn computers and shit on. Almost like psychic fucking powers, okay? Just saying, superpowers do exist. They're just not like, out there. I tell people, yes, superpowers exist. The person who sits there and their family's in danger. Maybe the woman, man, whatever, their child's trapped under like a burning car or some shit like that. And out of nowhere, this motherfucker gains the strength to just throw that shit off them, okay? Or that person who fucking goes ahead and gives the ultimate sacrifice, okay? I tell people this all the time. There's one thing in my family where one person did that, okay? My cousin. What she did was she married a man who fucking went ahead and seen her kid fall into the river. Okay, it was flooding and shit like that. This guy jumps in to save her. Okay? And instead of her repaying him back his sacrifice, she instead chose to drink herself to death. Okay? That's how I say to people, that's how you disrespect God. You disrespect somebody's thing there and stuff. That's why I tell people, don't, what do you call it? And I compare it to business skills. Because when you go ahead and do that, you're isolating your whole thing, you're making your shit anti-consumer. All walks of life should be able to go ahead and choose what they want to go ahead and do. If you believe something, that's your belief, okay? You shouldn't be sitting there telling somebody and trying to convert somebody from like Buddhism or the Quran. They've already chosen their way. What you should do is say, well, okay then, thank you for your thing, and I'm sorry that our beliefs weren't able to align, and still treat them like a person. Don't fucking sit there and treat them like, oh, you're my enemy now because you don't believe the same things I believe. That's the way the world wants you to work. That's the way this whole world's been for hundreds of years. Oh, this race or these races are superior than this one. Why the fuck can't we change? Everybody sits there and cries about it, and I sit there and say, well, all I see is people changing the sides, flipping the script. It went from fucking, the people who were white hating on people to people who were like minorities hating on the fucking whites. How the fuck did that change? All he did was switch places. Okay, it's still inequity amongst us and shit. And these DEI policies, I sit there and think, don't we have the fucking Fair Labor Act that was written in like 1960 something? I'm just saying, these people seem to forget that shit. And then before that, there's also other laws that were passed, like the Emancipation Proclamation about slavery and shit. And I tell people, I'm like, well, you know what a legal form of slavery is? Giving somebody a house, money, the ability to come here and then have them work for you and know that if you fire that person, that they have nothing and they have to go back to their fucking country where you literally just destroyed their fucking lives. Okay? And they have to be a good little boy and fucking, attack anybody else who fucking, what do you call it? That's slavery. How the fuck is that anything other than fucking slavery? You literally, for all I know, you're making them set NDAs and then fucking having them sit there and go, well, if these guys say anything, you got to attack them or else you get fired. And then guess what? Where are you supposed to go then? Is some other company going to snipe you? No, we'll make sure you go back because we don't want that other company to be better than us. That's how the fuck these people work. And then they sit there and say, well, geez, Firewater, you're against, I'm like, I'm not against people coming here, okay? I think that if they fucking force you or tell you, oh, well, you're in here for free like this, right? You didn't work hard to be here. You didn't do like everybody else and sit there and work hard to go ahead and fucking come to the United States, okay? You just didn't. And it makes me mad. It's like, well, okay, well, and I could be wrong. Maybe that person really did love the United States, but they just couldn't remember it. And maybe this is the only way they could get in, I could be wrong about that, but at the same time, it feels like, well, if you spent your time to actually, go through the immigration process and shit, learn our history and stuff, and what do you call it? Then by all means, welcome here, welcome to America. You're American. I don't give a fuck if you, what do you call it? You're American, man. It's like you left your country for a fucking reason. You know what I mean? You came to the land of opportunity, the land of the free, the fucking, you're chasing the American dream, which can only be found when you're asleep. Okay, welcome to this. Okay, I don't know where you came from, but welcome to our country. That's what I'll say to them. But if you sit there and say, "Oh no, I came to this country to fucking murder and kill and fucking what do you call it?" Guess what? Get the fuck out of my country. I don't want you here. Okay, all you're gonna do is fuck up our economy, fuck up our thing there, fuck up the normal communities of people, hurt communities and shit. I don't like those people. All right, I used to be one of them. All right, I used to be that fucking, ghetto guy on a fucking corner there thinking, well, yeah, you're in my fucking spot, bro. You stealing from me, from my business. Then that's when I tell people, I'm like, well, no, I learned the dark side of business before I ever went to college. And then that's when I learned that the light side of business is way better. Sitting there and actually having a legitimate product you could sell people is a better thing to do than sitting there and selling them a substance that could go and kill them or fucking harm them or keep them fucking, what do you call it, fuck up their whole family relationship and stuff. So I tell people, man, I'll support you on your dreams unless you're saying you want to do something really fucking crazy, all right? Me, I want to go ahead and grow weed in space and shoot fucking weed down into the fucking atmosphere while building shit for the United States. And people look at me like, well, that sounds like something a mad scientist would do. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe you have to be a little mad to fucking, what do you call it, care. That's the thing. These people keep on making these products and stuff. And I tell them, like, look, man, I want to make a product. I'm not going to lie to you about it. If I'm going to put some shit in it, it'll probably be some stupid shit like all this crap about DEI and stuff, right? I'm like, well, I support other gangs from other countries. That is a form of diversity right there because I am supporting them. But they're not shoving it down my fucking throat and saying, oh no, you need to be this way. You need to respect this race. This race is untouchable. These people are untouchable. I ain't fucking saying that. They ain't saying that. That's what I like about them. Now, if you diss their country, yeah, they're going to get pissed. Anybody would get pissed. How do you think people feel about when everybody sits there and talks about Americans? Oh, you guys are just loudmouth fucking losers. You sit there and you cause more wars and bitch and complain more and cry about your fucking TikToks and shit than anything else. Literally, that's what they saying. I'm like, holy fuck. How do we fix this? We better ourselves. We make ourselves, we take that one fucking year they had us locked down and we turn it around and we raise ourselves up to be geniuses. You know, that's what we fucking do. You work on yourself to go and be better than you were the day before. That's what fucking being a true anything, whatever religion you are, that's what being a true person is about, is being better than the day you were the day before. And I'm not saying, oh, well, I'm better at lying than this guy or this and that. No, I'm saying like, you know, you doing the righteous thing. All right. And people look at me and say, well, what's righteous and what's wrong? I was like, well, if you're out there stealing just because you feel like you don't need to fucking work a fucking day in your life, obviously that's wrong. You know what I mean? You know, and I know people have mental disability. Fuck, I have it. But even then, I tell people, well, I'm a crazy fucking psychopath and I don't like the woke and that should fucking say something. I'm also a veteran. So, you know, that should really say something there. I mean, I'm already indoctrinated. And before anybody starts saying, oh, you're with the woke army. Nah, man, 2008 with the thugs, motherfucker. Remember that shit. 2007 to 2009. Okay, that's what he called when I was in. All right, during the surge and shit like that with all the thugs and shit like that. You don't know the fuck they were going to shoot me in the back because I was a drunk, because I didn't want to listen to them, because I went in and wanted to be fucking my own person. I was so entitled and narcissistic. I didn't give a fuck. Like I said, it ruined my whole military career. I went from getting my fucking sham shield one day to literally being nothing fuzzy the next, okay? You know, I never even got to get my fucking spurs, all right? So, yeah, it hurts my feelings. But you know what? That was my mistake. I own up to it. I was a shitbag at the time. I'm working to not be a shitbag. Hence why, you know, I get mad at myself for not putting out a video every day. But then I think, well, no, if I'm putting out a video every day, I'm going to burn myself out. But if I put it out every few days, I'm giving you just a little taste of firewater, okay? Little taste of firewater, a little taste of education, a little taste of less fucking stupidity to help you out for your day. You know what I mean? Why I'm not wearing the native pride, I'm not fucking taking, you know, the tribal side or anything like that. I'm telling you this as me, as Tone, okay? As another form of my fucking, you know, personalities, okay? Believe me, I was so broken that I had to fucking, what do you call it? After I got out of the service, I had to make personalities to be able to go ahead and fucking deal with people. You know, to those that fucking want to go and cause me harm, you know, there's my soldier mode where I just don't give a fuck. To everybody else, there's the jokester mode. Well, that's kind of dumb. You know, other times there's, you know, the educational mode where I sit there and I educate people. Like I said, man, there's several different times there. You know, I'm a weird guy. That's why I joke around and say, well, yes, I am grandpa. I'm uncle. I'm old school. You know, I'm not from your guys' generation. I'm from a generation way before. You know, and I seen how they work their shit. And I see, you know, like I said, for back in the day, I like the community. But as for like, you know, like medical practices, fuck no. I would not want to be back in the Wild West or any of those other things where like, you know, I like I tell people, you know, like gangs. I like it back when it was not a gang, but like the community coming together to protect themselves, you know, a community coming together to help each other, you know, out of poverty and shit like that. But people don't see that no more. They're too busy about me. You know, and I'm like, well, that's kind of bad business, bro. You know? I'm not saying put all your eggs in a basket to give it all away to people. That's another form of bad business. That's just recklessness right there. You know, there's a way to help people out, man. My mom, my grandma, for my mother Trina, we used to go ahead and give a feed every year, you know, in honor of her. You know, she passed away, and this was our way of honoring the community. We go down during Indian days, and we go ahead and we go give out feeds. People still do that to this day, you know, and I like that. You know, it shows people really do care about the community and stuff. But like I said, you know, that, you know, we got to get back our community. We got to get back our traditions. You know, and people say, fuck that. Traditions and culture, that's shit. No, that's what makes humanity and humans human. Until then, like I said, I threw away my humanity. So yeah, you can come attack me however you want. I don't give a fuck. I'll bite you right back and fucking drag you into hell with me. I'm a fucking beast. And on my deathbed, I will beg for my humanity back. What I'm selling you is confidence and the knowledgeability that, there are things you can accept and there are things you won't accept. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean you got to be a complete asshole about it or keep on, what do you call it? I do things wrongly. I'm still learning. As I said, I'm still on that path. I don't claim to be fucking fully, I follow the traditional Native American ways and I also follow Christ. Okay? That means I believe in the creator. All of his stories about fucking community and shit like that, all the parables and stuff like that. I believe that. And I still believe in Jesus Christ as my savior because right in the beginning of the Bible, in Genesis, he literally states, I am the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. I am the creator, God, Almighty. Okay? I honestly, like I tell people, I'm like, I read all the books, man. King James, the original, what do you call it, and stuff like that. I find, and it pisses me off when people go and change shit like, one of the commandments, do not kill. It's do not murder. If you were really reading the thing there, back in the day, murdering somebody meant you ill-intently killed them. Which is a sin and a crime in this day and age. But yet people don't fucking get that. They think, oh, well, I'm just going to shoot up a school or I'm going to go blow up something. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is your malfunction? It's like, and if you hurt yourself, you still caused a tragedy because you ended your own life, you stupid fuck. I understand if you got ill or if it was your time to go or, passing away, what do you call it, through an accident or something like that. But if you intentionally cause that shit, man, you're a fucking monster. You're a worse fucking monster than the people you claim to be against. Like I said, business comes, it aligned with a lot of stuff. People think, well, what's the difference between business and like religion? Like I said, there isn't really much of a difference between business and anything else out there. It's just how you confidently put yourself out there and whether you lie to people and stuff. If you lie and censor people, I guarantee you will fucking fail. When people sit there and say, well, you're anti-woke, that's what I stand against. They go and they shove some stupid ideology. Oh, we got to all be peaceful. We got to all do this and that down your fucking throat while lying to you while doing the opposite of what the fuck they say. Right there, that's like no different than a person who breaks treaties and lies to the Native Americans. Fuck, I went there. But that's just honestly my opinion. Would you really trust somebody who fucking lies to you? I mean, I had to ask myself that about actors. And I remembered, well, yeah, they're paid to lie, act, and pretend to be somebody they're not. Why the fuck would you take them seriously? Like I said, granted, there are good people who could bring people in. But even they don't fucking brag about it. Other people brag about it and try to put them down and stuff. It's just my belief, if you guys are lying about shit, obviously you feel like you're game or whatever the fuck you're lying about just isn't going to work. You could just be honest about it and say, look, we started this. This was what we really wanted to do. And we did it. I understand that. Like I tell people, well, look, people who make pornos, people who make fucking Christian shit, people who make the woke bullshit, they all make video games. Why can't we? Why can't we? You know what I mean? And that's what I don't get, And the same thing when people sit there and say, well, get them out of women's sports, all these other dudes. I'm like, why don't they just make their own sports in their own bathrooms? But then they go, well, we want to take over work. And I'm like, well, you're the type of people I don't like. You're fucking controlling, judgmental fuckheads. Sorry, I'm not behind you. Anyways, I just wanted to let you all know this is what do you call it. And sorry about taking a serious turn. I wish I could have did more jokes. I wish I could have had y'all laughing and stuff. But, this is the alter ego that's serious, I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my video. And I hope you realize, that you got to think about business. You sitting there, you running your mouth politically, religiously and shit, man. You ain't doing your business no good. Okay, what you could do is help the community and in silence not say that shit. Okay, if you're not rewarded for it, you're not rewarded for it. But that's the Christian way. You at least did it. It's not about getting accolades and shit like that. We all have our trials and tribulations to go through. Every fucking religion has that in them. Certain things you must overcome to go ahead and, be closer to the one you worship. That's why I tell people that entity, that whatever the fuck you believe or don't believe in, no matter what, whatever you do, your actions, either cause fucking glory or pain to that person. And yet people don't understand that. They think, no, he didn't do nothing when people were getting killed and shit like that. It's like God said that he was done with us. He washed his hands of us during the second fucking time he wiped us out. If you were a true Christian, you'd know that. It was the biblical flood of Moses. He said, I wash my hands of thee. And the next time you destroy the earth, it'll be fucking your own fault for it. Just stating facts, and people look at me like, you're not a Christian. You swear too much. You smoke weed, this and that. I'm like, I'm a revelationist, bro. I believe in the revelation that Jesus Christ is going to come. There's going to be so many people from every religion and every nation selected, and that they're going to have to go to war with the devil and the monsters of the abyss in Bible. Okay. That's my honest belief. I hope for that. As for everybody else, I don't understand their shit. You know what I mean? I don't get it. But anyways, this is KWO Firewater, y'all. Like I said, man, I hope y'all enjoy this. This wasn't me attacking nobody. Well, actually, it was me attacking people. But it was me stating what I felt, okay? As for, like, other people who already, went off on them. Look, dude, I already said my piece, okay? I already said what I believe, and now I don't believe any fucking words come out of your fucking mouth, okay? Like I said, I honestly tell people, well, I'm not against different shit. People do shit all the time. What I'm against is motherfuckers going and doing the wrong thing just to do the wrong fucking thing. We all been there. That's the part of being human, is making mistakes. I'll forgive some of these people for fucking, what do you call it? Because I'm just gonna say, well, you know what? They haven't found their way yet. But that's the thing about Christianity, is you're supposed to be lied about. You're supposed to be hated. If you're liked, then, well, I think that you're not doing God's work. It's kind of a given in the Bible. I mean, if the Christian community is supporting you, expect every other community out there to be attacking you. Okay? Me, honestly, I don't believe in that shit. I'm like, no, man, we're all tribes. We all came from tribes at one point. We all descend from fucking, what do you call it? The tribes of Israel, the tribes of Judah, the tribes of fucking Africa. I'm just fucking stating facts here, okay? That's why I tell people I'm part of the World Tribal Free Nation, WTF Nation. And yes, I'll start getting merch out there for that, okay? I just need to work my way up and start building myself up. Like I said, I'm not trying to go ahead and make this my fucking job. No offense. My job is basically welfare. I don't need universal basic care. I go and do what I have to do. I'm on the reservation, Either I'm going to get fired because of my beliefs, or either I'm going to get fired because fam don't like me there. Might as well just stay on welfare. It's a fucking point. I mean, these guys already asked for everything anyways. Yeah, well, anyways, like I said, man, this is again Tony, part of the Tribal Firewaters fucking entourage. And I hope you have a good day. Deuces.